Mukhyamantri Hari Krishi Sanyantra Yojana. My presentation is very sketchy and very indicative, partly because I believe presentation conceals more than it reveals, but mainly because I want to discuss more of it. So, after discussing the basic fundamentals of this project, I would like to really interact with different aspects of this project. But first of all, why do I pitch for this scheme called Mukhyamantri Hari Krishi Sanyantra Yojana? It is a good example of good governance. Uh, I think it also scores very high on innovation because of two factors. First factor, it intends to uh, establish agricultural implements bank at PACS or Panchayat level. PACS are primary agricultural cooperative credit society. They exist at the Panchayat level. Uh, Bihar low, Bihar ranks very low in terms of agri mechanization. As far as the small and marginal farmers are concerned, they don't have much access to modern agricultural technology. Uh, those agri implements bank or those tractors which are with rich farmers, so they come at very high cost for them. So the basic idea was to establish agri implements bank at PACS or Panchayat level uh, in the cooperative society basically. So like community factor is there, so that a small and marginal farmers could get access to modern agri implements. As I told you, Bihar ranks very low in terms of agri mechanization, so it is high time we did something about it. Uh, Obviously, like okay, once the scheme comes into being, it has started coming into being. It will ensure, it has already started ensuring access to these technologies at very competitive rates. For example, previously, when this scheme was not there, 1 acre of plowing by tractor, it used to cost 1,600 rupees. Ever since the scheme has come into being, the rate has come down to 1,200. So like, okay, it is taking care of market distortions because market is notoriously unregulated and this kind of scheme can do wonders. Second factor, why I'm pitching for this scheme is because the entire scheme was regulated or channelized through GEM portal. GEM, as you know, Government Electronic Market, it is a very nascent kind of platform, and typically it has not evolved for this kind of big scheme to channelize this kind of big scheme. But we did the needful and we reaped very rich dividends as far as cost efficiency is concerned. So tractor, which is normally available for rupees 8 lakh in market, we were able to procure that tractor for as low as 4 lakh rupees. So that kind of difference in the price of agricultural technology. So like, let me discuss the basics of scheme objectives and apart basic fundamentals of this scheme. Then we can always interact why it scores very high in terms of innovation and governance. So like as it is there, it is basically meant for small and marginal farmers, provide them access to modern agri implements. Second, competitive rates. Fourth, third thing is like those farmers who had really taken to farming in the aftermath of the Green Revolution. Green Revolution primarily took place in Western Uttar Pradesh and Punjab and Haryana, but it also affected Eastern India as well. So those farmers who had taken to agriculture in the aftermath of the Green Revolution, that generation is practically dead, or that generation is on its way out. New people are not very interested in farming because farming is not a very gainful and lucrative exercise. Agricultural mechanization, that is one factor which could get farmers back to farming. Because for any person who is young, who is 20 or 21 or 22, there is every incentive for him to leave the village, migrate to some city, and do any work but not agriculture. How to make agriculture gainful and lucrative? So, like it is one idea whereby we could do something to make agriculture gainful. Obviously, the entire idea was to ensure the purchase of agricultural implements through GM portal. And the most important, very important part is to tackle the problem of stubble burning. Stubble burning is very destructive kind of thing. We have seen its worst aspects in Haryana and Punjab and NCR and Delhi. Pollution goes up like anything during time of Diwali and all because of stubble burning. And this phenomenon has started happening in Eastern India as well, in Bihar as well. So like through it, we have been promoting many environment-friendly agricultural implements like Happy Seeder and baler and mulcher and so many other equipments. We have been discouraging equipment like combined harvester, which gives rise to the problem of stubble burning. So like one objective also includes that. It is innovative because we changed the system of procurement from traditional system to uh, purchase through GEM portal. What was the problem with existing procurement system? It was very time consuming, lack of transparency. There would be lots of complaints when we went for this kind of purchasing. Lots of paperwork involved and absence of a standard template for procurement. It was a static system with rectification and corrigendum being very cumbersome processes. No system of reverse auction. JMS scores over the traditional system in the way that after we go for bidding, it also provides for reverse auction. Platform is open. Anybody could see the platform. It is very transparent. So it enables a reverse auction so that there is further driving down of prices. So like that is, these were the problems with existing procurement system. So like when we went for the implementation of this scheme, Mukhyamantri Harit Krishi Sanyantr Yojana to establish Agri Implements Bank at the panchayat level, at the cutting edge level, where we need to do something for small and marginal farmers, we decided that we would purchase everything on GEM portal. So like it was the cabinet mandate that we would go for GEM portal. As I told you, GEM is a nascent and evolving platform. A lot of things are not defined there. Typically, it is a portal which suits best. Like if you have to buy office stationery or pen or paper or even computer, so like that way it serves good. But when it comes to purchase a lot of equipment, we have to purchase as many as 24 equipment for our packs, to establish our Agri Implements Bank. It is not that kind of platform which can negotiate such complications. So obviously we had to go for adaptations. We had to go for innovations as far as GEM was concerned. In suitable coordination with GEM, we had to redesign GEM in such a way that our purpose could be fulfilled. So like problems that we typically faced on GEM portal included these. There was no standard template for our very specific needs because primarily we need to buy a tractor and we need to buy 23 other equipment which were driven by tractor. So those equipment were needed to be technologically and functionally compatible with power source of tractor. So if tractor was say 50 HP, we needed other equipment which were not manufactured by that tractor manufacturer, which were manufactured by other manufacturers, but which must be technologically and operationally compatible with the power source of tractor. So like that.
Sorry for the interruption, sir, but please conclude your presentation in next 1 to 2 minutes.
I will conclude. It is very sketchy, very short. I would like to discuss more. We faced certain problems on GEM portal, but like okay, we were able to redesign GEM portal. We were able to go for adaptation, innovation, and moreover, like those who were supposed to buy these equipment on GEM portal, personnel of PACS, basically chairperson who is democratically elected and manager, again, who is not very literate, who is not technically very proficient. So they lack technical and digital competence. So like they were required to give lots of training. We gave them training so that they could complete the entire process on GEM portal. So these are some of the adaptations and innovations which we introduced. First was customizing GEM portal to enable purchase of agricultural implements through GEM portal. Second was intensive training to chairman and managers of PACS because they are the purchasers. Government gave them money. Money was given, 50% was subsidy, 50% was loan. Initial idea was to give entire money in subsidy, 15 lakh per PACS, entire money in subsidy. But later there was alternative thinking that there should be some amount that should be given as loan because PACS would be making money because they would be engaging in custom hiring of agri implements. Farmers would be hiring those equipment from PACS. So like 50% is loan, 50% is subsidy. And then we devised the timeline, scheduled timeline, and we stuck to it and we completed the entire cycle within given time frame. Outcomes like both physically as well as figuratively, like, okay, I must tell that. In first phase, we went for 1962 packs. We have been able to establish 1962 agri implements banks in that many packs, worth INR 294 crore. In second phase, which is underway, we are going for 1965 packs. 965. There is slight mistake. 965 packs, worth 144 crore. Uh, already there has been reduction in rentals by existing players. There is better access of small and marginal farmers to modern agricultural implements. We have also been in the process of developing online booking system of agricultural implements. It is being developed. It is a work in progress. We intend to complete it very soon. And more importantly, it is ready to use a standard template for other departments, states. Many departments are still going by traditional method of procurement. But JAM portal could really revolutionize procurement. And the way we have been able to do it successfully for such a ambitious project, it has set a template for other departments as well. And now, like, okay, there is growing consensus in the government that all procurement should take place through JAM portal because it is very cost efficient and cost effective. Way forward is like, okay, we have 8463 packs and we intend to cover all packs over a period of 5 years with total outlay 1270. My point is, why is it important and why we are pushing for it? Basically, two factors. First factor, it is community-centric project. It is PAX is a democratically elected and democratically managed cooperative society at the cutting edge level, at the panchayat level. Entire management is with the PAX. They would be managing entire thing. Obviously, the government officials would be there to supervise things. It would provide small and marginal farmers access to modern agricultural technology, which otherwise they cannot think of having. Second, it will correct market distortions. And third thing, because public procurement through JAM portal could really revolutionize the way the government procures things from market. Because 8 lakh and 4 lakh, that is the difference. 100% basically, that is the hike like these companies make basically. That is the kind of difference there is between market and JAM portal. So like these are the factors I wanted to discuss. Thank you. Thank you very much.
How long do you think it will take for you to establish the implements bank?
Ma'am, we have already established agricultural implements bank in 1962 packs. So it is a work in progress. We intend to cover the entire state over next 4 years basically. This is our first year target.
I didn't get it. 196 banks you have done.
No,
every pack. You are saying that every pack is a bank.
Every pack is.
So they start hiring. They start hiring the agriculture implements.
Yes. Like farmers have started hiring agriculture implements bank from packs. Yes.
Isn't it a duplication of efforts, like lot of SHGs, especially in Bihar? And I have seen it in Bihar that the SHGs are very active. And the women member of the SHGs, they do have the agriculture implement centers which they hire out.
It is not duplication.
That's a very good movement, and the SHGs are making money out of it. It's a kind of employment for them, or income generation activity.
Like,
so having these banks, and most of the SHGs also would be members of PACS. So the PACS members, they are also be PACS members. So how isn't it kind of self-conflict?
No, it is not conflict. It is basically consolidation because 90% of Bihar farmers, they are small and marginal farmers. Typical membership of SHG is say 10 to 20. So like SHG, they are not in a position to cater to such large population of small and marginal farmers. So like my point is a typical PAX has more than 1,500 members. Suppose like 80% membership is just small and marginal. So that many farmers stand to benefit from this exercise.
I don't know. Somebody has to do some kind of an analysis to see whether going through the SHG route is better or going through, because PACs are basically money losing enterprises. So by
no,
doing this bank, I don't know. We hear a lot of stories in newspapers and see the analysis. The PACS cases are not in a very, their reputation is not as good as it should be. So whereas the SHGs, the employment or rather income generation
ma'am,
beneficiaries.
There are
Don't
good
you-
packs, there
I
are
mean,
bad
has
packs, there are
anybody
good
done-
PSHGs, there are bad
No, no.
PSHGs.
What I'm
It is that
asking,
simple
what
as
I'm,
this.
I'm asking is, okay, could be theories, and this could be my opinion, that could be your opinion, and everybody can have their own opinion. Has there been a systematic study done to see whether the SHG would be better or setting up another institution?
Uh,
Hiring
when
is,
Ma'am,
what is the kind
like,
of
okay, just
cost benefit?
one second. When we are ranked very low in terms of agri mechanization, both SHG and PACS, both of them should go for agri mechanization, because right now we rank right at the bottom of agri mechanization. So like there is no harm in both going for agri mechanization. The more it is done, the better it would be for farmers of the state.
Well, but some kind of a analysis should be done to see which is better, which is not.
There is no role conflict, ma'am, as such, basically. Like, okay, both of them can go for it. Like, where is role conflict? It is just good business model. It is located right there at the cutting edge. So, like both SHG and PACS, they are right there. So, like if they are, and if there is more competition, it would be better for the farmers' ultimate beneficiaries. Because when these agri-premiums banks were not there,
There's a scope,
those
so let's
private
just hope so. Because the moment
private
you
big farmers, they were charging lots of
infrastructure,
money.
because my only concern is SMEs are, they themselves are doing it. Okay, when you have a bank doing it, there will be a lot of overheads. So I'm only worried about that. It's okay. If you think it is both are good, fine. But some study should be done to see that both are good.
PACS basically, it is basically organization of farmers, democratically managed, democratically elected, democratically managed, and that is the USP of the organization. So that is why PACS is in a much better position to deliver goods for farmers.